Blessing Sacred Space community. This is Sacred Wisdom Wednesdays. Thank you guys for tuning in every Wednesday here on IGTV. If you're following us on Instagram, make sure you turn on the notifications so that you know when we go live, whether it's in our stories or our IGTV. Subscribe to the YouTube station, as well as give us a like on Facebook or Instagram. And if you haven't checked out the podcast, please do so. If you go into our bio, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you can tune into all things sacred. So this Wednesday, I want to talk about loving yourself with conditions. Do you unconditionally love yourself, or do you conditionally love yourself? And when I say do you conditionally love yourself, are you using things outside of yourself, achievements, relationships, or statuses in order to determine whether or not you accept yourself? So for instance, when I get married, I will be happy. When I get that job, I will love myself and I will appreciate myself and I'll know that I've made it. When I hit a certain status, when I get this degree, are you using things, again, outside of yourself as a tool or a condition for self-acceptance? Do you feel as though you have to have the big house in order to accept yourself? Do you feel as though you have to have the marriage or the children or the degree or the life in order to feel as though you have arrived, in order to feel loved, in order to feel valued? If you're an entrepreneur, do you sabotage yourself? Do you diminish yourself? Do you disregard yourself if you don't hit a certain amount of clients in a day or a certain amount of money in a day? Do you beat yourself up? Do you dismiss yourself because you haven't reached a certain goal in life? If you're 30 and not married, are you measuring yourself based on society's rules? Are you saying, I will not love and appreciate and care for myself until I hit a certain weight? I'm not going to feel good about myself until I'm at 150. I'm not going to feel good about myself until I move out of this neighborhood. I'm not going to feel good about myself until I get the ring. I'm not going to feel good about myself until I give this man a boy child because he wants to groom the next NBA player. I'm not going to feel good about myself until I obtain my PhD, because see, everybody in my family has a PhD and here I am with a bachelor's. And so I've decided this is a condition or a tool in which to love or not accept myself. And because I haven't met the mark, now we get into self-sabotage. Now we get into self-hate. Now we get into unworthiness. Now we get into low self-esteem. Now we get into lack of confidence, because we are saying, I am not going to love myself until I meet these conditions in my life, not realizing that love is not something you go out and get. Love is something that you have within yourself. You are already loved. You are already worthy. You are already deserving. You are already valuable as you are. You were created 9 times out of 10 in love. You are love. You radiate love. You speak love. You think love. You walk in love. And if you don't, then you start setting conditions. Then you start setting there's these measurements. I've got to be here. I've got to have, this IRA and these 401k plans and these investments by the time I hit 45. And then what happens when you hit 45? And what happens when you hit 25? What happens when you hit 30 and you haven't quite made it? You haven't quite gotten there. What happens when you're a first-year business owner and you don't, have a whole lot of revenue? You don't have a whole lot of return on your investment. And you've decided that you're going to wrap your identity around a relationship. You decided you're going to wrap your identity around a role: mother, daughter, sister, cousin, wife. You decided that in order for me to know who I am, I have to live up to this role. Again, another condition, another tool in which to love yourself. If you are single and you are not a wife, you are still loving. You are still deserving. You are still valuable. You are still an asset. If you have a bachelor's degree, you are still loving and just as much as smart and as wise as someone with a PhD. If you have a 9-to-5, you don't run your own business, you are just as valuable as someone who runs their business. You have got to start making decisions for yourself that say, hey, I love myself. And because I love myself, I would like to make these changes in my life. These changes are important to me. I value these things. Not, I value these things, and once I achieve these things, then I will love myself. Then I will be valuable. You can't value a relationship with a man more than you value the relationship with yourself. You can't value having a nice house more than you appreciate what it is that you have within yourself first. You have to stop placing these conditions on things on the outside of you. It's why when you lose weight, you still don't feel good, because losing weight starts here, mind, body, and spirit, before it's on the outside. So it's like, once you got the car, once you got the husband, once you lost the weight, well, damn, I still feel depressed. Well, damn, I still don't feel good enough, because you didn't do the internal work. You didn't make the decisions to get the job or get the car or get the house because you love yourself. You made those decisions in spite of not loving yourself, in the hopes to love yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. You've made these decisions. You've said, I will be happy when I get a car. I will be happy when I get out of debt. I will be happy when I get a degree. I will be happy when I get a relationship, versus saying, I'm going to work on being happy. I'm going to be working on loving myself. I'm going to work on self-confidence. I'm going to work on self-worth. I'm going to value myself. I'm going to treat myself well. I'm going to practice self-care. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to pray, so that when I meet a man, I already am whole. So that when I get this promotion, I'm already whole. When I get this degree, I'm already whole. When I lose this weight, I'm already whole. I don't have to wait till I get there in order to do the work to now become whole. You don't lose weight and then start working on your mind or your body or your spirit. You don't get a new job and then start working on feeling confident enough to have that job. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the work here first. You have to love yourself from your core. And then everything you do will manifest in a totally different way. It will be radical change in your life, because you're operating from a place of love and not despair, not lack, not desperation, not unworthiness, not feeling low self-esteem, not feeling valued, but I value myself. And because I value myself, I know that I need to quit drinking and smoking. Because I value myself, I know I need to stop dating men like this. Because I value myself, I know that I need to go to the gym. Because I value myself, I need to eat better. Because I value myself, I want to go back to school to master whatever field it is that you love. Because I love myself, not in despite of, not because I don't love myself, but because I do love myself. And when you can start making decisions because you love yourself, you will see radical change in your life. You guys, thank you for joining me for Sacred Wisdom Wednesdays. I hope that I have given you a difference of perspective in order to shift your life, in order to create spiritual transformation. You guys tune in every Wednesday for Sacred Wisdom Wednesdays. Check out the website, subscribe to the mailing list, www.thesacredspace.network. I have 3 tickets left, you guys, for the Sacred Space Retreat, June 28th through the 30th here in Decatur, Georgia. You can You can book your spot, $100 deposit, and make a payment arrangement thereafter. Tongue-tied. Am I tongue-tied? Yes, I'm tongue-tied today. So I hope to see you guys this coming June. If you would like to sponsor the retreat, reach out to me, the Sacred Space Events @gmail.com. Tune into the podcast, www.anchor.fm/The Sacred Space. This coming Thursday, we have Lindsay Green, a psychology major. So we're going to talk about self-care from a psychological standpoint. Again, I'm so appreciative of you guys. I thank you for your love and support. I will see you guys next Wednesday.